here's the wrap-up game on this 3-game series between the M's and the Angels. And the Angels are up to their old tricks. They are knocking on the door. They are like a game and a half out of first place in the American League West. Let's look at their lineup quickly, Mike.
For the Angels this afternoon, leading things off, it'll be Ibar, then it's Kendrick and Abreu. Hunter Matsui, the DH, he will hit fifth. Napoli, Rivera, Franson getting the start at third base, hitting eighth. And Rob Quinlan, the first baseman, hitting ninth. You look at the numbers for Vargas, just a nice year. Look at his ERA, under 3, 64 and 2/3 innings pitched. That's a lot of innings for him. And we're about a third of the way through it, 40 strikeouts.
And here's Ibar to lead it off against Jason and pulls the pitch. First run down the left field line, hit hard into the corner. So that's going to go for a leadoff double for Eric Ibar. He was all over it.
Well, as Dave mentioned, jumps on a first pitch fastball. Lopez playing in. Ibar will bunt, but he couldn't get to that one. And the defense for the Mariners will be Saunders, Gutierrez, and Ichiro in the outfield. Across the infield, Lopez, Wilson, Biggins, Casey Kochman selling that nice run over at first. And Alfonso will do the catching.
And here is Howie Kendrick. Taking down low and inside. I guess we had our day of summer yesterday.
Did you enjoy it?
I really did. It was a beautiful day. Back to 58 degrees today. And it's starting to rain, so we're probably going to have the roof closed again. I'm sure we will. And that's down low, ball 2 balls and no strikes. They have had the roof on more than they have had it off this year. For the first time for this long into the season in 10 years.
Well, it has to be getting close to matching what they would normally put in for a season.
Yeah. Strike on the outside corner. And that's going to be back and out play down the right field line. And here comes the roof. At least we had it for half an hour open.
Yeah. And I know that you prefer to have the top off of this thing.
I do. I really do. You ball players like it better when it's closed.
Yeah. Well, I think one, it takes the glare of the sun off, so it's a little bit easier to see. And two, they think the ball carries better when it's closed.
Two and two.
And you can see Kendrick in the last pitch just trying to fight it off to the right side of the infield if he can. Vargas throwing pitches in on him, trying to keep him from doing that. Does not want to let him advance the runner.
And that breaking ball, strike 3 called, a nice pitch. Chuck Armstrong is kind of the father of the roof. He's the guy that battled and won the war about roof or no roof, and always wanted one. And it was controversial when it went on. But boy, I'll tell you, over the years, it has saved game after game after game. If you're from out of town, you know when you come to Safeco Field, you're always going to see a ball game.
Yeah, and I think I'm glad he did it. You're right, especially in a year like this year. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Not necessarily being rained out, but there's been long delays and things like that. And that's a strike on the inside corner. But there would have been a lot of games rained out this year.
Well, you're right. But, you know, on the other side of it, too, going back to what you were talking about as far as the fan base goes, it's the Pacific Northwest. We get them from everywhere. People have to travel a long ways to come to the ballpark. It's nice to be able to make your plans, not have to worry about that part of it.
High towering pop-up. Hit into center field. Gutierrez will make the catch. Ibar will hold at second base. Look at that throw on a line all the way to third, even though it was a little bit offline. Wasn't that far offline. If he tried to come down there, he'd have come back and got tagged out.
Well, you're right. The reason why he didn't go is watch the way Gutierrez gets around this, gets his momentum coming towards where he wants to throw, which is third base, and just airmails it all the way to Lopez. But I think because he was behind that and the way that he did it, fundamentally, he was correct, that Ibar decided not to take a chance.
With nobody out, he might have. But with one out, you're already in scoring position. And Torrey Hunter, the big RBI man for the Angels, up there with 38, taking a strike. Angels go down to Oakland. They'll be playing the A's 4 games, while the Mariners are in Texas playing the Rangers 4 games. One. Cliff Lee tomorrow night against Scott Feldman. Should be a dandy in the high humidity and the high heat of Texas. Might be 3 digits tomorrow night. Loop down the right field line. That's going to be a fair ball. Going to pick up a run. So Ibar will score on the double by Torrey Hunter.
He gets a pitch. You can see it's right in the middle of the plate. Hunter just fights it off. He was a little bit late. He's able to keep it fair as it slices down towards the stands.
And here's Matsui now. The Angels have beaten the Mariners 6 out of 8 meetings this year. Strike to Matsui. One.
As soon as Morales went down, it seemed like Matsui started picking things up. When we were down in Anaheim, he was hitting around 230. So he's been a hot hitter for him lately. He has his average up to 259 now.
1-2.
See where former Angel Gary Matthews Jr. was let go by the Mets?
I did.
Did he have another year left on his deal, do you know? Or was this year the last of it?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I can't remember either. I was a bit surprised to see that, though. Told from down in the truck that they think that he had one more year left. That's having to eat a lot of paper, isn't it?
Gary's dad is a broadcaster with the Philadelphia Phillies, Sarge. The Phillies telecasting crew. Just low and in. Ball 3-2. Luke French, a new member of the Mariners. He's down in the bullpen. Had a good year going down at Tacoma.
He's throwing the ball well. Numbers really good for him. And today they can certainly use him out in the pen. A lot of the guys are not going to be available today, or very limited if they are.
There's Luke on your far right. That's foul. Nice catch down. Toby. That ball's a tee shot to center field. But it's going to be caught. As Gutierrez is back there to do the honors, and the Angels go away with one. So they get one. The Mariners coming up. We'll be back right after this.
Okay, thank you, Angie. And for the Mariners, it'll be Ichiro leading things off. Biggins, Gutierrez, Lopez, Bradley, the DH hits fifth, and it's Wilson. He's been the hot hitter for the Mariners. He will hit sixth. Tauchman, Alfonso, and Michael Saunders will hit ninth. Look at the numbers for Pinheiro. 68 innings for him, 42 strikeouts. He has given up 8 home runs. Opponent's average, 286.
Ichiro takes it down low, ball one. One ball and no strikes. Before we forget what day this is in our history, that fastball outside, ball two balls and no strikes, 66 years ago today. It was the beginning of the end as our boys stormed the beaches in Normandy. D-Day, June 6th, 1944. Very special day. Very special place to visit if you're ever over in Europe. The beaches at Normandy. We lost so many lives. But it was the beginning of the end for Nazi Germany. And that's foul off the third base side. And out of play.
You made that trip. Did you bring anything back with you?
A lot of memories.
Yeah.
A lot of memories. Something I wanted to do before I died. Almost died doing it too.
That's right. I forgot. You got really sick.
I got emotional. Yeah. But it was December. It wasn't in June.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it was a wonderful trip. Full count. And he walked it. So the Mariners, of course, they've been running kind of wild here in this series. See if they let Ichiro start right from the get-go here. Down low, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. Joel, although he was born in Puerto Rico, grew up in Florida, still makes his home in Florida. '58 and '55 when he was with the Mariners. He went to Boston and then the Cardinals last year. And right off the ground, that's going to be barehanded. And boy, what a collision. Framsden, the catcher, and Pinheiro.
Well, it's a swinging bunt by Big as Framsden takes off. He's playing in. He looks like he's going to make the play. In the last second, Joel jumps in front of him. Joel's a good athlete. We know that from the time he was in Seattle. Looked like he was going to make the play, and then Framsden runs right up his back. Hopefully he's okay. Mike Butcher and the trainers out take a look at him. The Mariners are in good shape here to start the game.
It's going to be an infield hit for Sean Figgins. And by the way, the skipper, Mike Scioscia, is not here again today. Ron Renicki's running the ball club. His lieutenant is bench coach. Scioscia, his daughter graduating from high school in Southern California, going to meet the ball club in Oakland. And there's Ron, former Mariner. And a lot of people think real high managerial timber. Here's Franklin Gutierrez now. Strike is called. Quickly 2 strikes on Franklin Gutierrez. Again, the Mariners placing Doug Fister on the 15-day disabled list today with a fatigued shoulder. Calling up Luke French. There's Doug. Big strikeout. So Gutierrez is the first out of the inning, and Jose Lopez will be the hitter.
Joel throwing fastballs inside, 2-seam fastballs, and Franklin swings right over the top of that one. Good movement on it. Just a little bit surprised that he wasn't able to get a piece of it. Howie Kendrick, the second baseman, working hard, trying to keep Ichiro close to second.
And it's rammed toward the hole off the glove. Ibar into left field for a base hit. Thrown to third base, down with a slide. Help! At third base is Sean Figgins. Take a look at our Coors Light freeze frame cam as the throw comes in by Rivera right on the money to third base, and Figgins, after the one-hop throw, gets down, but he can't quite get there as a tag right on his upper thigh. So we're tied at 1-1.
Don Wakamatsu still out arguing his case. Alfonso Marquez, the umpire. It looked like when the throw was made and the ball bounced up, and Franzen, the third baseman, had to bring his glove up to get the ball, that Figgins had a chance to beat the throw in to second base or into third base.
Hard to tell from that angle right there.
It is.
Hard to see there, too.
Yeah, it's really close. And you can certainly see why from the dugout, Don Wakamatsu wondering if he tagged him at all, because he was blocked out by Figgins' body. Couldn't see if the tag was made or not. Lee Tinsley, who's at third base today, argued right away.
That's down low.
Take another look at it. Looks like he did. He looked like he tagged him on the backside before his foot touched the base.
Fly ball to left field, and that's fairly deep. I mean, it's quite deep. It is on a bounce off the wall. So around third, here comes Lopez. The relay to the plate, not in time. And the Mariners take a 2-1 lead. Milton Bradley goes off the face of the wall.
And Milton gets a fastball, and it goes the other way, pitched down, but in the middle of the plate, he drives it out to left field. Rivera, the left fielder, not able to get back in time. This bounces off the warning track, and Lopez scores all the way from first base.
Played about as well as you can play it by Rivera, but Lopez easily scores, and here's Josh Wilson. Strike to Wilson. Change up that time. And that's looped into right center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. That's got a chance to go to the wall. It will. Here's Bradley to score. Joyce on his way to three. The throw to third. He is down. He is safe. Josh Wilson with a triple. And the Mariners with a 3-1 lead.
Josh has done a really nice job of hitting the ball the other way. We talked about him being a hot hitter in the Mariners lineup. He drives this ball out there. When he runs to second base, he's looking. He decides to go on his own. Take a look at him run. Hitting .296 coming into the game, so he's done a nice job of watching. You can see it the whole way. And right there, he makes up his mind. He's going to third.
So the Mariners are a home run away from hitting for their cycle here in the first inning against Joel Pinheiro.
Joel's had his struggles. His ERA was over 5 coming into the game. Mariners taking advantage of some pitches in the middle of the plate. Take a look at it. 18 pitches for him.
Here's Casey Kochman, the ex-Angel, taking a change high and outside. I don't know how many times, I'm sure I've seen it, but it's so rare in an inning to see, at least in this instance, should Kochman hit a home run. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to him on the inside corner. A single, a double, a triple, and a home run all in a row.
In order.
That would be unbelievable. Down low. 2-1.
You can see from that stat, he's had his issues in the first inning.
And that's on the outside corner. And a ground ball to first. Maybe another day. As the first baseman Quinlan runs it to the bag to end the side. But the Mariners come roaring back with 3 of their own. And after one, lead it by a where Mike Napoli will lead it off for the Angels here in the second inning, and he'll be followed by Rivera, Juan Rivera, then Kevin Franston. Right knees to Mr. Napoli. Napoli kind of splitting his time between catching and playing first base these days.
Mentioning Fister going on the DL today. What do you think is in the future of Mr. Vargas?
Line drive, base hit to left field.
As far as his innings go and when they might skip a turn with him, because I know they're conscious about it. They've talked about it. They want to keep his innings down.
Yeah, I think there's going to come a time, and not too far in the future, when they're going to skip him. They just don't want to back up his innings to where he's on a pace to about 240 innings, Mike.
Right.
He's never done that before.
Right, and give him credit. He's on that pace. He and Doug both have been because of the job they've done working deep into the games. But that's a lot of innings, and you want to keep these guys healthy if you can. They might have an opportunity on the next homestand when we come back from the road trip. They have that off day. And then Cincinnati comes in for 3, another off day, and then the Cubs come in. So they might be able to work something around that to skip him. It's tough, though, isn't it, when you're trying to win ball games and you're pitching the way he has.
He's been unbelievable.
Yeah. But sometimes you have to do that. Make sure that he's going to be around in August and September. It'll be a fun homestand with the Reds coming in and then Lou and the Cubs right after that.
It should be a fun road trip too.
I know you're really looking forward to getting to St. Louis.
Yeah, I am. I grew up back in the Midwest, and that's real baseball territory back there. That whole area dominated for years, at least in my formative years, by KMOX, the voice of St. Louis, and Harry Carey and Cardinal everybody's a Cardinal fan back there. That was before the Senators had moved to Minnesota. The whole Midwest belonged to the Cardinals until you got as far east as Cincinnati. And down south was all Cardinal territory. Off the end of the bat. And back to the bag at first. So Rivera's out. A lot of English on that baby. So Napoli ends up down at second base. And Kevin Franston, who's been hot since being called up, will be the hitter.
I know for you, when you went into the Hall of Fame, you were hoping to get a chance to see Stan Musial.
Right.
You weren't able to do that. So hopefully he'll show up so you get a chance.
I hope so. I'd love to see the man. Red Chantings, too, was there when I was in Cooperstown, and a member of the Hall of Fame, said that Stan was, was having problems with his knees, and that's the reason he didn't come. As Ichiro will make the catch out there for out number 2, but he was such a fixture every Hall of Fame induction because he played the harmonica, take me out to the ball game there.
Do you have any idea when he started doing that?
I don't have any.
It seems like he's been doing it forever.
Yep.
It's pretty neat.
Stan Musial, I'm sure many of you know, born in Donora, Pennsylvania, same town that spawned the Griffeys. Not that far from Pittsburgh. Here's Rob Quinlan looking for his first base hit. And he's going to give it a little bit of a ride, but he's still going to be looking for his first base hit as Ichiro makes the catch of that. And here in the second, Mr. Napoli's left out at second base, and it's 3-1 Mariners. Hit down the left field line and eventually came around to score as he crossed the plate. A very historic run for him, the 1,000th career home run of his career. So he's a member of the 1,000 run scored club. So congratulations to him. Those uniforms, by the way, you guys wore in '95, they looked great yesterday.
I bet, with the sun out, nice day. I like those jerseys. I like wearing them.
Eliezer Alfonso is the hitter, and the count has gone to 1 ball and 1 strike on him.
I was not here yesterday because the game wasn't on TV, but and I forgot. I missed my buddy. Louis Soho was in town.
He was fabulous. Throughout the first pitch, he's just had hip surgery, and he was running. He's got 5 World Series rings, 5 of them. And I said, well, he lives out in the Tampa Bay area, and I said, well, what do you do with him? So I just got him in the safety deposit box in the bank. Take my kids down and show them to him every once in a while.
Put him on for fun.
Yeah.
Back in the box they go.
Yeah.
Glad to hear that he was doing okay and looking good.
And that ball is hit to center field. So Alfonso's the first out with a routine fly ball to center. Okay. Our AT&T trivia question. Speaking of runs scored, so Ichiro scores 1,000. Who's the active leader in career runs scored? A, Derek Jeter, B, Manny Ramirez, A-Rod, or D, Jim Thome? Of those four, who is the active leader in runs scored? Michael Saunders is the hitter. And the fastball to him is outside. He was also kind of the GOAT in yesterday's ball game in the third inning. And he was the first to admit it. The runners at first and second, a bunt down the third baseline. Actually back toward the pitcher. Irvin Santana was going to go to first base, but Saunders pulled up a little bit before he got to third. And Santana saw him out of the corner of his eye, and he went to third base and got him at third. A swing and a miss on a breaking ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. He had assumed he was going to go to first base, but he didn't. Michael's breaking ball, watches the breaking ball. Missed downstairs ball, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Do you know the answer to the trivia question?
I think I do. You know, when you think of Thome hitting, 569 home runs, he's already scored 569 by definition. But
Alex has got to be right there, too.
I think it is A-Rod. I think it's A-Rod.
I was thinking, I have no idea. It would just be a guess, but I agree with that. My first thought was the amount of home runs both of those gentlemen have hit. I was thinking Derek Jeter's usually hit right at the top of the lineup.
Yeah. Swing and a miss on a change. So Michael Saunders is strikeout victim number 2.
So you're going to go with Alex?
I'm going to go with A-Rod.
Okay.
You?
I'm going in with you. I like it.
And a ground ball back up the middle. He's done it again. Another base hit. It's number 81. And a 10-game hitting streak.
And we know he's an aggressive hitter. Takes his first pitch fastball and bangs it right back up the middle. See with 2 outs if he tries to steal a base.
Figure that kind of swinging bunt where Pinheiro and Franzen kind of fell over each other. Good stop by the catcher, Napoli. 1-0. Just foul. Toby, you can pick it down there, kid. Pretty girl. Two and one. strike on the inside corner. Lou Piniella and the Cubs will be here. That will be a fun 3-game series, with the final game of that series at Business Person Special at 12:40 in the afternoon. And there goes Ichiro. The pitch is lined right to the second baseman. And the throw to first by Kendrick has got Chone Figgins. And here in the second, the Mariners go away with nothing but a base hit by Ichiro. We go to the third. Well, we're back with the Mariners leading the Angels by a score of 3-1, and a heck of a development while we were away for a commercial, as Chone Figgins was into it with the umpires, in particular with the first base umpire, and has been ejected from this ball game. There's Tim Shida, and
Figgins, I think, still wasn't happy about the 3-1 pitch.
Well, he ran in from being out at second base and got into it. And now look out, because and Tim Shida now and the M skipper Don Wakamatsu nose to nose. Wakamatsu has been thrown out once this year, as you recall. And he's about ready to go again. Just about ready to go again. Shida has just had enough, or has he already been tossed?
He's already tossed.
He's been tossed. So for the second time this year, Wakamatsu was tossed, and it all happened between innings. Wham! There he goes. He's gone.
Again, I think it goes back to the 3-1 pitch that Figgins hits the next pitch to second base to ground out and end the inning. Had his glove. Something was said, I think, by Tim Shida. I think you're right there, Dave. And then Timmons, the home plate umpire, he came racing in and was tossed from out of the game. And then Walk came out and let him have it. It's pretty good.
Yeah. So there is Matt Tuiasosopo now taking over at second base. 2 balls and no strikes to count on Eric Aybar. So Wakamatsu and Figgins are both gone here after 2 innings. 2-1.
So neither club has their manager on the bench now. Both of them.
It's foul ball.
I'll take a look at the 3-1 pitch to Biggins. You can see he's surprised. It doesn't look like he's saying anything. Obviously, he's disappointed with the call, but he's not saying anything yet, so I don't see what the problem is. My guess would be because he was irritated and he grounded out. Sean probably said something as he touched first base and got into it with Cheetah, but everything happened so fast. It's hard to say. Veteran umpire Tim Cheetah. Tim Timmons is the umpire behind the plate. So.
Count is full on Ibar. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And that's an easy play out there for Lopez. Lopez takes care of that.
I think it's about as animated as we've seen Don Wakamatsu. He was really upset. So my feeling on it would be that he thought he was right, whatever he was arguing with him about. And I liked it. Well, getting fired up, affecting your players. Figgins clearly was upset. He came racing in. We showed you that.
There's a bunt. Maybe too hard, maybe not. That's a base hit. So Howie Kendrick has himself a bunt base hit down the third baseline. Bobby Abreu hit a fly ball to center field. The other time Wakamatsu was ejected was on May the 20th in the game against the Blue Jays.
Yeah, he's going back at Tim Timmons, the home plate umpire, after he was thrown out. Oh, he just threw him out from second base. So when he came racing in, he was already tossed out of the game. I don't think I've seen that before. Have you, Dave?
No.
Players out of this position and get waved in.
He's a real low-key guy, too. He's not a guy that gets in your face or anything. Usually doesn't gripe about too many things.
No. And like I said, when he was at home plate and he took the pitch and the pitch was called, he obviously was surprised by it, didn't think it was a strike, but he didn't say anything. Not sure what he said over at first base, but it didn't look like much then either. Meantime, Jason Vargas trying to hang on to a lead.
And there's a line drive right off the glove of Tuiasu Sopo. So that's the way it goes.
Will be an error on Tui. Take a look at it. It's a line drive. Goes up to try to catch it, and it was right off the top of his glove. In the meantime, Kendrick went diving back into first base, and I thought Ichiro maybe had a play at second to get Kendrick.
Wow. So 2 on now with 1 down. And Torrey Hunter will be the hitter. Ken Sheehan may have had a bad appetizer last night.
I think it was Timmons. Don't play the umpire. Whoever it was awfully quick.
Timmons threw him out from first, behind the plate at first base. Is that right?
Yeah. No, he was out of his position at that point. He hit first base, turned around, said something back towards home plate, and then went out to his position. And in the meantime, Timmons waved him in off the field. Tossed him. And that's when Figgins came racing in and had the conversation with Timmons.
And then Sheeta tossed the skipper.
Right. Torrey Hunter drove in a run in the first inning. He's at the plate now. Kendrick out at second base. Abreu at first on the error by Tuiasa Sopo. Vargas trying to get a double play ball to get out of the inning.
Two and one. Torrey takes down low. Well, this has got to all be a little bit upsetting to Mr. Vargas. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, I would think so. I'm sure that Jason, in the meantime, was coming out of the dugout to pitch, not thinking much of anything, and all kinds of stuff was happening as he was trying to get loose.
Infield fly rolled. 2 down. Here's what you said on trivia. You said Derek Jeter. You said he's the guy as the active leader in career runs scored. And the answer is A-Rod. We were right. 1,700. 1,716. And here is Hideki Matsui. I don't know. Real nice crowd today.
.47 pitches for Vargas. A little bit higher than he likes, but he's still in pretty good shape.
Strike.
Matsui, his first time up. He's been a hot hitter for the Angels. Hit a ball deep into center field that Gutierrez was able to run down.
Two and one. You know, when you look at the walk leaders, you have to think that they probably have the best eyes in baseball, don't you?
Yeah, I would think so.
I mean, and umpires know who the walk leaders are.
Of course.
And certainly Figgy is one of the walk leaders year after year after year.
Right.
And so when he gets upset at a call, you have to think that there's something to it. I do.
I would agree. I would agree with you.
And he got upset at that call a little bit.
Right. And the thing, and I don't know if he said something once he was out at second base, but again, he looked like he was upset at the plate on the call, but didn't say anything.
Right.
And then whatever he said when he came around first and looked back towards home plate, it was brief. You know, sometimes if that was all that happened that I could see, sometimes you have to let some of those things go, don't you? I mean, a lot of it because of what you're talking about, because of his reputation, and maybe you think to yourself, maybe I missed one.
Runners are going to be going here with the count full on Matsui. 3 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Kendrick from second base, and Bobby Abreu from first. And a swing and a miss. Big strikeout. Here in the third. Hit an error or two left. We go to the bottom of the third. Still 3-1 Mariners.
Technology is brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Welcome back to Safeco Field. Little fireworks as both the second baseman of the Mariners and their manager, Don Wakamatsu, tossed out of the ball game. Walk tossed out by Tim Shida. And Figgy tossed out by Tim Timmons, the home plate umpire. As Jose Lopez has taken the ball. And that man running the show right now. 1 ball, 1 strike's the count.
Ty Van Berkelio doesn't look to be too concerned about it.
Nah, he's been around Walk a long time. Turn 1. Ty's 1-0, you know.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Back on that game, Walk was tossed against Toronto.
Right.
Mariners came back and won a ball game.
Well, so far today, he's looking pretty good.
Not bad. Walk didn't make it through 4.5. No, he didn't get an official game, you know. Sharply hit. Nice play.
That's right. I forgot that was a milestone for Walk, wasn't it?
That was the first time he'd been ejected in a major league game.
Well, and wasn't it also supposed to be his 100th win or something along those lines, right?
Yeah. Not the win. No, not that particular time.
That wasn't it?
No. Yeah, as a matter of fact, it may have been.
I thought it was. I thought it was something that had to do with Don and his win total. He had to watch it from his office. Sure, he didn't mind, and he wouldn't mind watching the rest of this one for another win too.
And sharply hit again, right to Ibar. So quickly 2 down. We mentioned the Cubs. They're going to be here. They're going to be here at Safeco Field for the first time in nearly a decade. The 3-game series with Lou Piniella, and the Cubs begins on Tuesday, the 22nd of June. Concludes Thursday, the 25th, with a special 12:40 start time. Always a special event when the Cubs come to town. For tickets, you can visit Mariners.com. Milton Bradley, a line drive to left field, coming up and making the catch is Rivera, and quickly the third inning is over for the Mariners. 3 up and 3 down, and at the end of 3, Mariners leading it 3-1.
All right, Angie, thank you very much. Mike Wilson with his 13th home run this year at AA, AA, and AAA. You come to the ballpark every day. You may see something new and different. I can see a mild-mannered second baseman get run.
He did, and it was strange to see the way it happened, to get all the way out to your position with your glove in your hand and have the home plate umpire wave you back in off the field. It was strange, and from what I was able to see, it didn't look like Sean did a whole lot. He didn't say anything at the plate, and when he touched first base and turned around, he did have some words, but it looked like it was pretty brief.
Right.
And the next thing I know, he's getting waved in, and Don Wakamatsu follows, and he's getting tossed out of the game.
And it was interesting when you guys had the replay of the conversation that Walk's having with Timmons and Tim Sheeta, the crew chief, and Sheeta piped in, said something. Walk responded, boom, back and forth, and he's gone. Line drive, Napoli, base hit on a 1-1 pitch.
I like the fact that Don was able to get his money's worth. He let him hear it.
He did.
Good for him. It's just a solid base hit. Napoli has some pop in his bet. Hits a line drive out to left field. Saunders covers a lot of ground and gets it in quickly to hold him to a single.
2 for 2 day for Mike Napoli. Played his 3rd game this season at first base yesterday. Here's Juan Rivera. Grounded out to Kochman. Rivera 1 for 2 yesterday. Matter of fact, let's put a plug on yesterday. It happened, but let's not reference it anymore.
I'm fine with that.
Fly ball to right field. Ichiro, 1 out. That was a big spot for Vargas. 3rd inning to get out of it, when he had 1st and 2nd, and he got Torrey Hunter to pop up and strike out Matsui. This after the liner goes off of Tui's glove, and this after Walk and Figgy get thrown out of the ball game.
So far early in the game, Jason's been in some trouble, but he's only given up the 1 run. But the Angels in this game so far are just 1 for 8 with men in scoring position, so he's done a nice job of making some pitches, keep the damage to a minimum.
If he can repeat what he did last time in May, Mother's Day to be exact. Angels took the first 2 games from the Mariners, and then here comes Vargas on Mother's Day and throws a heck of a ball game, 7 and change. A run on 4 hits.
I'm sure that Don would be thrilled if they have a lead and he's still pitching into the 8th inning. His bullpen has had to work a lot. give those guys a day off. Certainly wouldn't hurt in this stretch of games that they're halfway through 20 in a row. And now they're getting ready to head out on the road. All first place clubs that they're going to face. Rangers coming in today in first, San Diego, and then off to St. Louis.
Very important stretch here in this season. The Mariners thus far 4-5 in this 20-game stretch, 20 consecutive ball games.
For those that missed it, you saw pictures. Chad Cordero on the far right. He was just called up and has had to work in a couple of games. And Luke French, he was called up after they put Doug Fister on the disabled list. It sounds like Doug will be able to go in St. Louis against the Cardinals. But in the meantime, Luke French is up here to help the guys out.
French has been throwing very well down at Tacoma. Popped up. Ichiro right to him. Out number 2. Franzen's retired. Take a look at our Geico quote. Ryan Rowland-Smith on his start yesterday. It was just putting everything into perspective and just saying that I'm playing baseball for a living. I was having a great time out there, and I haven't done that for a while. To hear him on an uptick. Super competitive guy, was really getting down on himself and had been removed from the starting rotation, put in the bullpen. Good performance yesterday. So he goes 5 innings, 4 hits, a run. It was earned, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Here's Rob Quinlan. He flied out to Ichiro in the 2nd inning. Count evens at 1-1. Rob Quinlan's been a big utility guy for these Angels, who's recently called back from Salt Lake City, AAA affiliate. Five in a row retired by Jason Vargas.
Nice key to his success. First pitch strikes. Huge advantage to work ahead of hitters. Jason's done a nice job of that this year.
Quinlan straight away, not deep. Although this one's hammered deep left field, going back. Saunders, it's off the fence. Coming around Napoli. He's getting a big wave. He's going to score on the RBI double by Rob Quinlan. 3-2 Mariners. Boy, think about putting a charge into one. Rob Quinlan, first hit since being called back.
Yeah, he gets a fastball up and in the middle of the plate. He drives it over Saunders' head in left field. That's a tough pitch to get on top of, but Quinlan, give him some credit. That's his first hit this year. Ball gets away from Saunders, so Napoli's able to score easily.
Top of the order, Eric Aybar. First pitch, Aybar saw it back in the first. He doubled to left. Second time up, he popped out to Lopez in foul territory. Guy doesn't get a lot of national notice, but we see him a lot. He's a good shortstop. Good player.
He is a good player. Good defensive player.
Face down a bunt. It's going to be trouble. Base hit. 2 for 3 day for Aybar. Inning continues here in the 4th. Major League Baseball and People Magazine are recognizing individuals who make a difference in their community. Go to peopleallstars.com. Vote for your favorite everyday All-Star who could represent the Mariners and be honored at the 2010 All-Star Game in Anaheim on July 13th on Fox. It's 2 great bunts we've seen. Kenrick dropped one down in the 3rd, and now Aybar. Here's Howie again.
I don't blame Lopez for playing a little bit deeper with Aybar up there. You have 2 outs and a runner at second. Certainly don't expect the hitter to drop down a bunt.
Fouled out play. Quinlan's driven a run for the Angels, and so is Hunter for the Mariners. 3 successive RBIs. Lopez, Bradley, and Wilson. A single, a double, and a triple in the first inning. Play center field. Gutierrez is there. Angels are retired not before they get a run on 3 hits and leave a couple. 3-2 Mariners. Well, if they keep calling it like this, they're going to make it easy.
I'll make him stay in the booth. We'll be all right there.
I'll find some ice cream. That's a heck of a play by Rob Quinlan to retire Josh Wilson, who had an RBI triple his first time up.
Look at Quinlan running. He knows he's coming up on the tarp. Hits the track. Nice catch. He'll slow down enough. Pop up on that tarp that we never see.
Yeah, that's the truth.
I think they had to break it out one time. Had an issue with the roof a few years ago.
I wonder if the original date of completion date is on that tarp. Probably, like you said, used one time in a long time. Hard hit ball, base hit, Kochman. Mariners like to see that. Good sign to see Casey Kochman hit one hard and have one drop in.
Talked about Lopez swinging better. Biggins is swinging better. It'd be nice to get Kochman going. Solid base hit into right field. Lines it over the second baseman's head. Kendrick.
2 runs on 7 hits, no errors for the Angels. 3-6-1 for the Mariners. Here's Alfonso. Hit hard. That is a foul ball. Wow. Alfonso Marquez on the third base line. Eliezer Alfonso thought he had something going. Mariners got 3 runs in the first, answering an Angels RBI double by Torrey Hunter in the first inning, and then the Angels put another run up in the fourth. That's out of play. Alfonso had a day against these Angels last Sunday. The Mariners went out to a 7-2 lead. Wound up losing, absolute heartbreaker, 9-7. Eliezer went 3 for 5, 3 RBI, 2 runs scored, hit a big 3-run homer in his second at bat. Base hit for Alfonso. He's an aggressive swinger. He is 7 for 16 since coming up.
Well, he gets a fastball out over the plate, an 0-2 fastball at that. Hits it hard in the left field.
Hitting .438.
He's not missing too many fastballs in the middle of the plate.
Amen.
Like you said, he's so aggressive.
Michael Saunders struck out on a 2-2 curveball his first time up. Angels with 7 hits, the Mariners with 7 hits. One and one. Runners take their leads. Not a lot of speed out there. Good count here for Saunders. Piñeiro's a guy that's not going to walk you. He did walk Ichiro to lead off the home first, but it's only his 18th walk of the season. 71 innings of change now. 2-1. Slowly hit. They'll get the 1. Kendrick throws the whoa to Quinlan. No harm, no foul. Everybody's okay. Runners move up.
Well, strange. Quinlan, as we talked about, utility player, ran to go get the ball and then had to hustle back to first. And Kendrick throws it to him. He steps right in the middle of the base, nowhere for Saunders to go. Quinlan fortunate because Saunders could have really taken him out in a bad way in that situation. You can see him just try to hold up at the end. Michael was fine. Quinlan has to get out of the middle of the bag.
Here's Ichiro. Got things started in what became a 3-run first inning, the biggest first inning of the year. They're going to put him on.
Well, we mentioned Figgins out of the game now. Tuiasopo having to fill in. Tui's going to have to hit.
Ichiro, no stranger to intentional walks. That's his 6th. Ron Renicky on the left. Mike Butcher in the glasses, the pitching coach. Ron's running the ball club with Mike Scioscia down back in Southern California for the graduation, high school graduation of one of his daughters. Mike's going to pick up the team. They go to Oakland, which is their next stop. They're going to load him up for Tui. Tui's first at bat. He came on in the 3rd inning to replace Sean Figgins, who was thrown out of the game. Must have been really something that ticks Figgy off because he is a quiet guy.
Dave Niehaus and I were talking about that, and you're absolutely right. You rarely see him. You know, he has such a good eye, and he works, walks. He's always amongst the leaders, and rarely says anything. And I didn't see him say anything at home plate. It was after the fact, so yeah, he was not happy.
It was something he said at first, and A, he said something, and B, he said a magic word. and he wins no prize. Bases loaded for Toohey. Mariners up 3-2, 2 outs here in the fourth. First at bat, Tuiasa Sopo. Toohey, last time we saw him was Friday night. Had a hard single to left and a hard single to right. Scored a run. He went 2 for 4. Breaking ball fouled off.
There's the pitch count for Joel. 65 pitches. A lot of two-seam fastballs from him.
This could be a big at bat here until he can turn something around. They play him towards left field. 0-2. Bases loaded with Kochman at third, Alfonso at second, Ichiro at first. Pinheiro, a 15-game winner last year with St. Louis, 15-12 with a 3.49 ERA. One-two. We'll check. Joe Girardi get thrown out of the game today in Toronto. Nick Swisher checked the swing. Joe came out, unloaded. I'm trying to remember who the umpire was. I can't remember who it was, but they got into a long discussion and got the thumb immediately.
Yeah, most of the time on that, the argument is Girardi probably wanted the home plate umpire to get some help on the check swing, and he probably didn't, just rang him up.
2-2, breaking ball to Toohey now. Full count, bases loaded. What a spot here. Runners will be on their move with Goody on deck.
And this at bat can't work out any better than it has so far with the 3-2 count. Ichiro on first. Anything that's in a gap, he'll score easy. Mariners have a chance to blow this game wide open.
The other hope too, he doesn't run up Alfonso's back.
Good point. Good point.
Here's the 3-2 to Toohey. Runners go. Fouled off. So the Mariners a home run away from the team cycle today. They got a single, double, triple first inning by Lopez, Bradley, and Wilson. Little League Day at the ballpark. How about that lady you guys saluted earlier? She's 100 years old today. How great was that?
It's great to see the kids out here today. They got to walk around the field.
3-2 to Tuiasa Sopo from Pinheiro. Staying alive.
He's staying with the two-seam fastball in on him. Last pitch was a little bit better pitch. You can see that Joel's had his issues on the road this year. But the pitch before that, he left it up. It was on the inside corner, but it was up for Toohey to handle.
Seen Toohey take a lot of batting practice, so always out here early. Works hard, and they like his development. It's the matter of now, he's got as big an opportunity as he's had all season right here. Three-two from Pinheiro. Struck him out. Inning over. No runs, 2 hits. No errors, 3 left. Mariners still lead at 3-2. Here at Safeco Field, 3-2 lead. Mariners and Jason Vargas. The Mariners in much need of Vargas to get as deep into this game as he can possibly go. 5 men used out of the bullpen yesterday. Here's Bobby Abreu lead it off, followed by Torii Hunter and Hideki Matsui. Mariners right now living off their best first inning run production of the season with 3. Prior to today's 3-run first, Mariners had scored a total of 15 runs in the first inning in the previous 55 games.
Well, Vargas last inning had to work hard to get through the 4th. He did give up the 1 run. Now his pitch count up to 72 pitches. A little bit higher than you like working here in the 5th with nobody out.
2 strikes to Bobby Abreu. Bobby 0 for 1 yesterday. 3 walks and a sacrifice fly. Official plate. The official at bat, he struck out. Two balls, 2 strikes. Alonso Marquez at third, sitting. 36-year-old right fielder did not commit. Full count. Torii Hunter's on deck. He's done his share of damage today. 1 for 2 with an RBI. 3 for 4 yesterday with 3 runs batted.
See the 3rd inning, 24 pitches for Jason.
Fly ball left field for Michael Saunders. 1 down. Take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. A couple of the little leaguers here. 4 games in Texas, 3 in San Diego, and to one of the great baseball cities in America, St. Louis, Missouri. And the Cincinnati Reds come in. So that's 1, 2, that's 4 straight series with 3 of them in first place. And the Reds started today only a game behind the Cardinals.
I'm going to say, too, looking back at the 24 pitches, this is one thing that you rarely think about, but Tui having to rush into the game because Figgins had been tossed, comes out and makes an error.
On a ball right to him.
Yeah, line drive.
Right.
You know, he'll catch it 99 out of 100 times.
Absolutely.
Just didn't on that one. But the thing about it is at that point, that's an extra out that Vargas has to get, again, adding to his pitch count. And when he's going into the game today, I'm sure he's perfectly aware of the fact that the bullpen has been spent, and it'd be nice to get him deep into this game. So those little things will add up through the course of the game, even though he was able to get out of that inning without giving up a run. The extra pitches cost him.
Yeah, because you figure there was one that would have been the second out. Yeah, when that liner goes up into his glove. Torii Hunter strikes out, and there are 2 down now in the 5th. 3rd strikeout for Vargas. 2 down here. First dual bobblehead in Mariners history. Debuts Friday, June 18th. Mariners and the Reds square off. First 30,000 fans receive a Junior and Ichiro Cooperstown bound bobblehead. It's thanks to UW Medicine and FSN. Get your tickets. Cooperstown bound bobblehead night at mariners.com/bobble. Hideki Matsui, high drive, deep right field. That's staying fair, and that's way gone. Matsui, RBI yesterday. He hit a 2-run homer on Friday night. And now this is a tied ball game at 3-3 on Matsui's 9th home run of the season, his 33rd RBI. Boy, he hit some high, majestic shots.
Take a look at the location of the pitch. Right in the middle of the plate, trying to work ahead. Matsui's somebody that we were talking about, been swinging the bat well coming into this series, and Mariners have not been able to cool him off at all. He's had a nice series.
There's Mike Napoli. He's 2 for 2 with a run scored today. Here's another guy we've seen over the years. There's no such thing as a soft swing from Mike Napoli.
No, he's going to turn it loose.
368 feet. That home run by Matsui. All 2 strikes. Got him to chase. Alfonso holds on. We get a tie ball game. And Napoli going down. He was called out by Timmons. Napoli didn't hear it. And the half inning is over. 3-3 ball game. Hey, you got to stay tuned. 3-3. New ball game indeed here in the bottom of the 5th. Gutierrez, Lopez, and Bradley. Goody's 0 for 2. Take a look at the Amica hit zone for Franklin Gutierrez. For each hit the Mariners get now through the end of the season, Amica Insurance donates $10 to the Boys and Girls Club of Bellevue. Thanks, Amica. Pitcher's pitch. 0-2.
Franklin hit the ball hard his last time up, right at the shortstop as you look at the pitch count for Joel Pinheiro. 73 pitches.
On 2 strikes. Mariners striking for 3 runs in the first, their biggest first inning of the season. Down the line, that is a fair ball. Into the corner, Gutierrez will get to second. And for Goody, his 9th double. Fine start here to the home 5th. Safeco Field.
Finally gets on top of one of those 2-seamers, left it up in the zone. You can see it's right at the top of the zone. That sinker will flatten out if it gets above the belt. Franklin makes him pay for it. Hits it hard down into the corner. See if Jose Lopez can move him up.
Lopez with an RBI single in the first inning. Grounded out to shortstop in the third.
That first pitch from Pinheiro inside another two-seamer. He probably stays in there with that pitch. Lopez certainly has the ability to inside out a ball the other way if he needs to.
What do you remember about Pinheiro's Seattle days?
No, he threw a little bit harder than he does now, but he's a guy that when he first came up did a really nice job, and he had great command of his fastball. And then for a while there, he went through a period where he lost that. That's when his numbers started to go up on him. He's never been an overpowering guy.
Inside out, he gets the job done. Quinlan to Pinheiro. Gutierrez to third. Let's check in with Angie. Last year, Angie, we saw Ubaldo Jimenez, and we're very impressed by him, and he is just taking it up a little bit 2 levels even higher from what we saw.
Well, he's upper 90s, has a plus slider.
And you can't find the ball. You can't locate it with that rotation of his.
Right.
Bradley takes pitch inside.
Well, you just knew that when he was able to consistently find the strike zone with his fastball, that it was going to be difficult for everybody, and especially the right-handed hitters. That's certainly been the case this year.
Chance for Milton Bradley to give the Mariners the lead right back. Broken bat. Holy mackerel, look at that. Pinheiro throws him out. It's Aaron Garner, the first base coach, filling in for Mike Brumley, who's at his daughter's high school graduation. But he was eyes up on that one.
Take a look at it. Fastball inside, up and in above his belt. Milton tried to check his swing. Right about there, he knows he's not going to get to it, just saws it off. The Angels had their infield up.
2-out RBI opportunity here for Josh Wilson. Triple to right center field his first time. Fouled out to the first baseman the next time.
Josh has done a nice job. That's his batting average with the 1 for 2 today, back to an even 300.
Torrey Hunter shading him about 4 or 5 steps towards right center. Trying to get Gutierrez in from third. Slicing drive right field. Abreu has it under control. Inning over. So a leadoff double. They get Goody to third. Can't get him in. 3-3 ball game. It is time now for our Haynes Comfort Zone. Of course, getting in his reading before the game. These folks with Little League Day here. Get a chance to get some FaceTime on camera. And these chairs right here. I'll take another Pepsi on the rocks. 3-3 ball game, top of the 6th.
Put you in that chair, you'll be napping in no time.
Well, let's see. T-minus about 45 seconds, pal.
You're awesome. I don't know how you're able to do it, but it's great. I wish I could.
3-3 ball game. Here's Rivera, followed by Friends and Quinlan, bottom third of the order.
You know, on a serious note, though, as much as we travel, for the guys that are able to do that, that's a huge advantage for them to get some rest.
Yeah.
Some guys can't sleep on the plane. Makes it a little bit tougher for the guys that can knock out. It certainly helps.
Here's the fly ball, right field for Ichiro, who's been busy today. Five putouts for Ichiro. So it's the second inning. Vargas, here he is in the 6th. Friends has twice flied out to Ichiro. There's a drive to left field. Saunders coming in. Nicely done. Boy, he can cover some ground out there. Big Tinsley's nicknamed the Condors. Fitting, to say the least.
Let's see him one day, maybe when Franklin Gutierrez is due for a day off. Watch him play some center field. I bet he'll do a nice job out there. Covers a lot of ground.
I could see that. Long strider. Well, Quinlan, RBI double to left his last time. The Mariners have had their chances, 3 in the first. Since then, they've left 5 men on, including bases loaded in the 4th. Just joining us, Sean Figgins thrown out of the game. That after grounding out to second in the second inning. And some words with home plate umpire Tim Timmons. And Don Wakamatsu came out, got into, let's say, a fractious discussion with crew chief Tim Sheeta. Walk was run for the second time since he's been manager here with the Mariners. Three and 1 to Quinlan. So an 8-pitch inning thus far for Jason Vargas. 9 would be a nice little number here before you have to turn the order over again. Line drive, base hit. Looting the grasp of Matsui Asasopa, who took over for Figgins at second base. Now here's Eric Ibar. 2 for 3. First pitch he saw doubled into the left field corner. Dropped out a 2-out bunt in the 4th.
And because of that bunt, Jose looks like he's playing about even with the bag, sneaking in a little bit. Good changeup.
Vargas has not walked anybody. Pinheiro has walked 2. Oh, 2. Ball girls have made some good plays today.
Done a nice job. No errors for them today.
believe the count is now 17 times in 33 games the roof has been used. Ball and 2 strikes there at Ibar. Eric batted in the 9-hole the last 2 games, going 2 for 9. Good 2.
He's able to get ahead of Ibar with a couple of changeups. Has missed with 2 fastballs. See if he goes back to his changeup.
2-2. Like he hit it off the end of the bat. No man's land. Trouble. Base hit. Going to third is Quinlan. 3-hit day for Eric Ibar.
And that one was the changeup. Look at this changeup. Up a little bit. Hits it off the end of the bat. Gutierrez not able to close the ground and make a play. Just dumps it into center field.
Another tough situation for Vargas. And Sean Kelly up and at him again. He had a tough outing yesterday. 1/3 of an inning, a hit, 3 runs, all earned, 3 walks, and hit a batter. Steve Hartley.
Do you have how many pitches he threw in that inning? He had to throw a bunch,
Well,
right?
It was. I don't have it, but we can get it. Just had no feel.
Yeah, well, the 4 walks alone will give you a bunch.
Boy.
It happens. We saw that earlier with Sean White. He had a game, when you look at it, I think he had last time 6 walks, and I think he ended up with 3 of them in the same thing.
Yeah. Well, everything was up.
Yeah. It just happens. You have those days. And Sean Kelly's been throwing the ball as well as anybody on that pin up until yesterday.
Kendrick, Howie the heartbreaker after what he did last Sunday in Anaheim. Mariners had the 7-2 lead in bullpen. Bad outing then, and Kendrick game-winning 3-run homer on a 3-2 pitch off of Ardsman to win it. Ball and 2 strikes.
Another good changeup. He keeps his changeup down. You see a lot of right-handed hitters. They have a tough time dealing with it. Almost 30% changeups. 101 pitches for Vargas.
Strike away. Needs one here. The 1-2. Slow roller. Lopez. High throw. Safe. 4-3 Angels. So E5 on the throw.
Take a look at it. It looks like Lopez has a tough time getting the handle on it. He started to go to second base, couldn't quite get the handle on it. Knew he had to hurry his throw across the diamond. Throws high. Rick Adair is going to go out and have a conversation with Jason Vargas.
Tough go as Lopez picks up error number 6, and this inning's still alive with runners at first and second. You got Bobby Abreu coming up.
Strange game sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, he's rolling. 2 outs. Quinlan, who's just called up, is now 2 for 3. Then they get an Ibar off the end of the bat. Dunks one in, and then an E5 on what should have been an inning-ending ground out. Now,
well, and it's not just that either. They're 2 for 11 with men in scoring position, and one of those hits was a bunt hit that didn't drive in a run. So,
the Ibar when he dropped down in the third, yeah.
But yet they have 4 runs on the scoreboard.
Here's Abreu. for 3 today.
.104 pitches so far. I'm looking at Sean Kelly and Torrey Hunter on it. This is going to probably be his last hitter.
All the Angels runs have come with 2 outs. Stay away from Abreu. 2-0. This guy's made a career of hurting the Mariners. .317 batting average against Seattle. Runners take off. Swung on and fouled off. Ron Roenicke. The boys on the move.
I think watching Ibar out at second base, he was probably going on his own. He had a huge lead, walking lead.
He's got 9 stolen bases. Kendrick at first has 6.
See him telling Howie Kendrick that he's not going to go this time. Josh Wilson moves in behind him.
2-1 to Abreu. Didn't hit that one well. Goody has it under control, and that'll do it. So the Angels get a run on 2 hits and an error and leave 2, and now lead it 4-3.
First baseman, Casey.
Bottom third of the order here in the 6th. Catchman, Alfonso, and Saunders. Casey with a base hit. Right field his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Pinero's done a heck of a job. 3 runs, 4 hits in the first inning. Cranked up a bunch of zeros since then, including getting out of a 4th inning bases loaded jam. Mariners couldn't get the big hit. To Mr. Kendrick for the first out. One out here in the home 6th. The Mariners and PACCAR, they've teamed up once again. For every RBI recorded this season, PACCAR donates $100 to Page Ahead Literacy, a nonprofit organization that provides new books free of charge to at-risk children in Washington. The Mariners thank PACCAR for their continued partnership in helping enrich the lives of the youth in the Northwest. Here's Eliezer Alfonso, 1 for 2, hitting .438, 7 for 16 since being called up.
Strike here. Well, a few times we've seen him take a fastball. He's usually sitting just dead red and turning it loose.
Sure say.
Something like that. Maybe he hit that off of his knee, maybe.
Yep.
That was strange. Ball running in on him, trying to pull the barrel in off his thigh. Quick Charlie horse.
Bad enough. Catcher's going to get beaten up, and now on a swing off the left thigh.
Pitch is running way inside. You can see Napoli set up in on him. Just above the knee.
So Timmons, Mike Napoli giving him some time to recover. Ball and 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Coming up in Texas, big 4-game series Monday through Thursday. Cliff Lee, Scott Feldman, Felix Hernandez, Colby Lewis, Ian Snell, C.J. Wilson. Pfister originally scheduled for Thursday to go against Tommy Hunter.
That same pitch, he almost did it again.
That's a big pitch to be able to get the bat on.
Look where it's at. Way inside.
Right at him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Two outs here in the 6th, 4th strikeout for Pinheiro. Saunders will step in now. He struck out and grounded out the 2nd. Pinheiro 4 Ks today, 2 walks, 1 intentional. Certainly the pattern of the way people are attacking Saunders is not changing.
No, and it's not going to. He's going to have to show them 2 things. 1, he can handle the fastball inside. 2, that he'll lay off that breaking ball you just saw Pinheiro throw in the dirt.
Ball and 2 strikes.
Tried it again, yeah, with the 2 strikes. See that pitch down, off-speed pitch, trying to get him to swing over the top of it. And the reason why is they make him conscious. See those first 2 pitches in. Try to make him conscious of that, getting the head out, throwing that pitch inside, speed him up a little bit, and then throw the breaking ball in the dirt. And he's not alone. You see that a lot, especially with younger players. They're going to find out. Change up.
Worked the full count. Ichiro's on deck. 1 for 1, couple of walks and a run scored for Ichiro. 3-2 to Saunders. He's aboard. 3rd walk issued by Joel Pinheiro. Take a look at our Quest High Speed pitch, brought to you by Quest High Speed Internet. Pinheiro at 91, Vargas at 88. Mariner bats, they produced 3 runs in the 1st inning, been shut out since. Friend change things around here in the 6th. Usual deployment defensively against Ichiro. Bray playing straight away in right field, and Vittori Hunter in center field are playing shallow, shading way towards left field, and Juan Rivera playing shallow left. Yeah. 2 outs. Full foul.
Kevin Jepson out in the pen for the Angels. So Sean Kelly continues to throw in the Mariners, so Vargas' day is probably finished.
First hitter will be Torii Hunter. Fell off the horse yesterday, getting right back on. Sean Kelly.
I'm sure that he prefers it that way. Get out there and have a good inning, put that one, a bad one behind you.
Slicing drive, that's going to get a lot of gaps. Saunders can run, so can Ichiro. Here comes Saunders to third. Lee Tinsley waving him on. Here's the throw to the plate. Saunders is safe. RBI double for Ichiro. Ties the score at 4-4. Ichiro picking up an RBI, his 15th, his second hit of the ball game, and his 11th double, team best.
Well, you take a look at it, they're playing shallow, and Ichiro splits the gap. Because they're so shallow, they can't cut it off till the ball gets all the way out to the warning track. And as Dave mentioned, Saunders can really run. Take a look at it, the big man can get around the bases in pretty good shape, almost stumbles right there, but makes it home easily, even though they were able to cut that ball off.
Ron Renicky taking a long, slow walk. Back and forth we go in a 4-4 ball game. I always like to hear the Dragnet theme every now and then. Just the facts. Kid, you got anything? Yeah, I can get him, Skip.
He's at 102 pitches now.
The Angels had scored all their runs with 2 outs, and now the Mariners get a big 2-out run to tie it here in the 6th. Ichiro at second. Tuiasa Sopo, his second at bat. 3 of the 4 runs for the Mariners. 2 outs this afternoon. Tui struck out on a 3-2 pitch, bases loaded to end the 4th.
Pinheiro was throwing a lot of 2-seam fastballs in on Tui, and Tui looked like he was looking for it on that first pitch and getting a slider.
Lead run out there for Tui. 1-2.
Yeah.
Signs one more time. First run for the Mariners since the big first inning. They put 3 on the board. All in 2 strikes. '22nd game of the season for Tuiasa Sopo. This is game 56 for the Mariners. Two. He's happy. His guy came up big, tied the score here. 1-1 pitch, doubling to the left center field gap. Struck him out 2nd time in a row with runners on. Good news, Ichiro ties it 4-4, end of 6. Banking by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Taco Del Mar. Come try the Mondo Burrito at Taco Del Mar. It's big on flavor. Close the roof at about 1:22 this afternoon, keeping the Little League Day fans dry in what has turned out to be an entertaining ball game at 4-4 as we start the 7th inning. Dave Sims and Mike Flowers, FSN crew, and yeah, you're on TV. Hello, baby. Everybody in school tomorrow morning. School's still in session, right? For some, right?
Some started getting out on Friday.
Nice. Jason Vargas, he's done.
He had to work hard today. See the 10 hits over the 6 innings he pitched. Gave up 4 runs. Only 3 of them were earned. No walks. 4 strikeouts, 106 pitches, 72 of them for strikes. Look at the numbers for Kelly. ERA. Look at the walk total that went up on him yesterday. It was in pretty good shape with that.
Hunter Matsui and Napoli for Kelly here in the 7th inning. Everything was up yesterday for Sean in his 1/3 of an inning. Gave up a hit, 3 runs all earned, 3 walks, and hit a batter. Forced in a couple of runs. Bases loaded walks. That's the Sean Kelly we had seen prior to yesterday. This found back, 72 strikes from Vargas in his 106 pitches. Hunter at 1 for 3 afternoon with a RBI double in the first. Given in 5 runs in this series. There's a drive to deep left center field. Going back is Saunders, though he has room. Just shy of the track. 1 out here in the 7th. We check in with Andrew. Thank you, Reggie. Pretty competitive race in that NL West. San Diego, LA, San Francisco. Colorado started the day 4 back. Here's Matsui, a 368-foot home run to right field last time up. Second home run of this series. Matsui's also driven in 5 runs in this series.
Because of those numbers, you can see Sean Kelly trying to work away. First 2 pitches missed off the plate.
Both his home runs coming to right field. Last time up for Matsui, 2 outs, first pitch he saw, bang. Not much doubt about it. Home run number 9, RBI number 33. Gonna drop one in here. If Josh Wilson can't get it, he does. So Matsui, a 1-out blue single. 2-hit day.
When you're hot, you get hits like this. Sean Kelly makes a good pitch and he just flares it out into left field. Nice job by Josh Wilson. Once he didn't make the catch, just run by and let Saunders fill it. So many times you see the shortstop trying to pick that ball up and they end up kicking it down further, or they can't get the handle on it and you end up with problems.
That's what happened to Hanley Ramirez of Florida earlier. We're in June now, so it was mid-May. Bad part of that play, he kicked it. All right, it's one thing, but then he didn't hustle. That was the problem he had. Strike one, a big cut by Napoli.
And he grabbed some pine for a little bit there because of that, didn't he?
As well he should have. Yeah. And also, I'm told, got a verbal scolding from a couple of Hall of Famers, Andre Dawson and Tony Perez, who worked for the Florida Marlins organization. Napoli going for the downs on those two swings.
Sean going right at him. A couple of fastballs inside. Just threw it by him.
2 for 3 runs scored for Mike. Good for Kelly to get a 24-hour bounce back. Talked to him a couple of days ago. With that recent run of success he'd had as Jepson continues to throw. Didn't get the old perspective check when he got sent down to Tacoma, even though it was only for a few days. Hey, trying to have fun and let's get after people, and that's what he's doing here in the 7th. But does not blow back to Kotchman.
And he went out and had his inning yesterday, so he probably won't talk to you for a while.
That's exactly right. Honest to God, I was on radio for Rick Ridge yesterday. No sooner saying, hey, Kelly's pitching really well, really feels good. Bang! Boom! Ball 4. And I think I'll keep a distance from Mr. Kelly for. 2-2. If you're just joining us, folks, a 3-run first inning for the Mariners, their best first inning of the season. Don Wakamatsu ejected. Sean Figgins ejected. A 4-4 ball game. He's hit a long ways right field, backing up Ichiro. He's on the track. He's going to make a leap. He's not going to get it. Napoli, a 2-run homer, and the Angels are back on top. Goodness gracious, 6-4 as Kelly gives up a 2-run bomb. That kid is strong. 2-2 pitch. And a pitch away and drove it out of here.
So he gets a pitch up and out over the plate. It is. It's a slider. Napoli stays on it. The towering home run. Hit it high. Ichiro goes back to the fence thinking he's going to climb the fence to get it. But it makes its way right in the first row.
Second home run of the day for the Angels. They led early 1-0, and now they're back on top 6-4. Juan Rivera 0 for 3. Two home runs today for the Angels. That gives them 63 on the season. They started today 5th in the American League. Oh, 2 strikes. Six runs, 12 hits, no errors for the Angels. 4 runs, 9 hits, and 2 errors for the Mariners. So Rivera's gone. 2 outs here in the 7th. Kelly's first strikeout. Make sure you stick around after today's game for Northwest Top 10 Juniors Mariner Moments. From his back-to-back home runs with Ken Griffey Sr. to the leaping grab of Jesse Barfield's blasted Yankee Stadium. Find out which moment lands at number 1 on our list. That's today at 4:30 right here on FSN. Franzen, the hitter. It's ball 1. Kevin 0 for 3 today.
Look at this game. One of the things that's really hampered the Angels this year has been their bullpen. Their bullpen has struggled.
13th or 14th at the bottom of the barrel most of the season.
Right.
Like Socha the other day said that's clearly one of the things they're trying to improve on. A lot of things have come together. They start today 2 games over 500. First time this season.
Well, they had called Rodriguez up, and he has pitched well for him out of the pen. Still have some issues. Some guys with some high ERAs out there.
Yesterday, in mop-up duty, they bring on Scott Shields. He was all over the place. Walk 2, deep counts.
That's kind of the way he's been the last year and a half. At one point, he was one of the top setup guys in the league. Good pitch.
It was pretty much money in the bank. Was good pitch. 2-2, 2 outs. Nobody on. Mike Napoli's hit a 2-run homer here in the 7th. To right field. That's trouble. That'll get down for a base hit. Kelly got the first man, Torii Hunter. Then gives up a Matsui. Excuse me, base hit left field. A 2-run bomb by Napoli. Strikes out Rivera. Now Franzen with a base hit.
Well, then with his struggles yesterday, we were talking about pitch counts. He's thrown 25 pitches now in this inning.
Rob Quinlan.
Garrett Olson still getting loose for the Mariners out in the pen.
Quinlan in a spot start, having a nice day. 2 for 3. Run batted in, a run scored. Right now, Sean Kelly trying to keep this damage to a minimum. 6-man he's faced here in the 7th. However, he's behind 2-0. Sean, a non-roster invitee, made the club out of spring training last year. Very impressive. Wound up having a 5-4 record with the big club. Here's a strike. One to Quinlan. Swing at this. Quinlan last time singled to right field on a 3-2 pitch. He got an RBI double on a 1-2 pitch, so he's not afraid to get deep into a count.
Sean, after getting a swing and a miss on a slider, comes back with a fastball. Just fighting it off. So he has a good fastball today.
Two and two. He's over 30 in his pitch count.
There it is. A couple of sliders, the rest fastballs. He had a good fastball at 94 miles an hour.
Took something off of that, and it gets hit deep to left. Going back, Saunders off the fence. Rob Quinlan, a double with 2 outs here in the 7th. 2nd and 3rd for the Angels. They've already plated 2, and now back to the top of the order in Eric Ibar, and he's got a 3-hit day working. Quinlan with his 3rd hit, 2nd double of the afternoon, and Ty Van Berkeley are going to make the long, slow walk with Don Wakamatsu having been thrown out of the game. Here's Ty going to come out and make his first change. Quinlan jumps on a 2-2 pitch and hits it off the fence, missed the home run by about 2.5 feet. 6-4 Angels. Position here at Safeco Field in the 7th inning. Hey, if you're looking for a way to save money in your commute, consider a Sound Transit ST Express bus. For route information, visit soundtransit.org. Well, Sean Kelly looked like he was en route to maybe having a decent day. Has his second nightmare in less than 24 hours.
A couple of hanging sliders. One to Napoli that he hit out, and then the one that Quinlan just hit off the fence. And it looked like, to me, he had a good fastball today. Looked like the Angel hitters were having a tough time to pick it up, and his mistakes came on a slider. You know, you watch it. Even with Napoli, he started him off with a couple of fastballs inside. Swing and miss, and then he just went out over the plate. He ended up getting hurt because of it.
Rob Quinlan, you look at Garrett Olson. Rob Quinlan had a crazy day. He's got 3 straight hits, 3 for 4, 2 doubles, a single, a run scored, and an RBI. And Garrett Olson comes into a situation against switch hitting Eric Ibar. Ibar has doubled to left on the first pitch of the game, dropped down a 2-out bunt in the 4th, and a bloop single in the 6th to center field. 2-minute scoring position right now. Franzen, he's at 3rd, Quinlan at 2nd. And Olson really needs to get Ibar. Way upstairs, ball 1.
And I would agree with that. You have Howie Kendrick standing on deck, a right-handed hitter. He's been swinging the bat well.
Two and 0. Angels 6 runs on 14 hits. Mariners 4 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors. Second error cost them a run. That was in the 6th. Ty Van Berkeley down on that front step running the ball club with Don Wakamatsu having been ejected. Now 3 and 0. Not in the game plan. Strike, so 3 and 1, 2 out, 2 on.
If you look to the bottom of the 7th inning, Gutierrez, Lopez, and Bradley, Josh Wilson. You have to go through the middle of the lineup. All those guys have swung the bats well today. It'd be nice to get off the field and get those guys a chance to swing it.
They'll have to wait. Bases are loaded. Heartbreak, Howie Kendrick stands in.
And with that, Riccadero run out to the mound and have a conversation with Garrett Olson.
Four for 13 on the series for Kendrick. And he's driven in 4 runs. Olson faces his first man, walks him now in deep and hot water. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 2 runs in. So left center field coming on Goody. Got to get it, got to get it. Does he does? Wow, what a catch by Franklin Gutierrez. That was going to plate at least 2 if he doesn't get it. Big time play by Goody. Had to have it, and he got it right there. It's been an interesting ride this afternoon.
It has been in the first inning. Torrey Hunter hits the ball just fair down the right field line to plate the first run for the Angels. But the Mariners come right back. Jose Lopez been swinging the bat well. Hits a by Ibar on a shortstop as Ichiro comes in to score.
Boy, Will Bradley gave this one a ride opposite field. This was a single, a double, and then as Lopez scores, Josh Wilson swinging a real good bat as well. He triples to right center, so a single, double, triple. Gets 3 runs for the Mariners. Their best scoring in the first inning all season.
Yeah, then you get to the 4th inning, and Quinlan, a guy that has just recently been called up, hadn't had a hit, doubles off the left field fence. He's going to score Napoli.
Here's the 5th inning. Matsui unloads 368 feet. Home run, his 9th of the season. 6th inning, a lot of damage here. Lopez with a chance to get the final out, throws high, runs, scores. And that made it a 4-4 ball game. Ichiro provides some heroics in the 6th. Puts the Mariners, gets it tied again at 4-4. Then in the 7th inning, Sean Kelly in back-to-back performances, not stellar, gives up an opposite field home run to Mike Napoli. And the Angels have a 6-4 lead. Napoli's 9th home run this season. 6-4 ball game. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, and the FSN crew. Little League Day here at Safeco Field. Thankfully, we've got a roof to use here. 17th time in 33 games. Franklin Gutierrez made the great play to end the top of the 7th. And here he is leading off the home 7th against Kevin Jepson.
Jepson, one of the guys that has struggled for the Angels. See the high ERA, over 6.
Strike 1 to Goody.
Jepson has a good fastball. Last one, or the first one, was 96 miles an hour. This part of the lineup today has swung well for the Mariners. All these guys coming up, the first 4 hitters have hits in the game, including a couple of doubles. Bill Bradley's hit the ball hard twice. If the Mariners can come back and win this game, you're going to look at that catch from Franklin Gutierrez as the game saver, because it was in deep trouble if that ball ends up getting past him. It was a nice catch.
Minimum 2 and possibly 3 scoring.
Yeah, and they're still swinging.
Yeah. That was, they had 8 men to the plate in the 7th inning. Pretty good heat. Gets Gutierrez on a 1-2 pitch. 1 out. Pinheiro done after 6 innings and 9 hit, 4-run baseball, 4 earned runs, 3 walks, 1 intentional, 5 strikeouts, 107 pitches, 66 for strikes. Lopez 1 for 3. Jepson pitched 3 days ago in Kansas City. High drive, deep left field. Going back is Rivera. That ball is caught at the track. Didn't have enough carry. Lopey thought he had it.
I thought he had it. Take a look at the swing by Jose Lopez. Gets a fastball in, pulls his hands in tight. From his reaction, I thought he had enough of it. Rivera all the way up against the fence. Ball dies in a hurry.
Nice and calm, cool and collected by Juan Rivera. 2 outs in the 7th. Here's Milton Bradley. Shortstop Ibar, quick release, nice play. A 1-2-3 inning, 7 pitches by Kevin Jepson in the home 7th. 2-run lead for the Angels. Amazing, huh? 6-4 lead. Angels here in the 8th inning. And the bullpen has had another tough go, second day in a row.
Well, they have, and now Brandon Lee has to come here in the 8th and work through the middle of the Angels lineup again. And they're the ones that have done the damage today. Matsui has scored a couple of runs and driven in one with a home run. 2-run home run by Napoli, the difference.
First pitch to Bobby Abreu's in there for strike. Sean Kelly, the last 24 hours not been good as he pitches a total of an inning. 5 runs all earned. 3 walks.
And up till the last 2 days, he really was on a nice run, throwing the ball well. 2 days in a row. Not only that, it's his pitch count too. What was it? 32 pitches today. After throwing yesterday and then the 32 today, he probably will not be available tomorrow in Texas, which is another tough part because when you have these 20 games in a row, no breaks, and they're right in the middle of it. Now this is the 10th out of the 20 they have to play. And you know the bullpen usually gets a lot of work in Texas, and we're going to be there for 4 days, and it's going to be hot.
1-2 to Abreu. Struck him out, a big one. Projected temperatures right now for Arlington 98, 97, 90, and 92 for the next 4 days. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. They got getting Abreu. Here's Torrey Hunter. Their closer is up and ready. So that is Fernando Rodney, who came over from Detroit.
He can make it interesting at times. Rodney can get wild. Great changeup, one of the better changeups you're going to see, and he can rush it up there too. He'll be 95 miles an hour.
Torrey Hunter skies one down the right field line. Long run for Tuiasa Sopel. Watch yourself.
Whoa. Boy, that was dangerous looking to see him dive head first into that wall.
Whoa. Those kinds of things scare me anymore. I mean, it's one thing, it's noble to, lay out and get something, but not to the point where you're going to actually hurt yourself. Whoa. Thank God that's padded.
Well, I think the other thing, too, is he's able to get his hand up at the last minute to slow him down before he hit it.
We're talking about Fernando Rodney, rather. Saturday in Anaheim, May 8th. Actually, that was here. He walked 3 men in that game. It's Torrey Hunter. And sent back. Strikeout victim number 2 for Brandon Lee.
So far, Brandon Lee looks good in this inning. A couple of off-speed pitches to get strikeouts of Abreu and Hunter.
And that's his pitch, too, when he's right. I think he's just diving out of it.
For a hitter, it's tough. You can't lay off of it because he can rush it up there at 96. So you have to be ready for the fastball. When the bottom falls out of that pitch, he's going to get his strikeouts if he can work ahead of hitters.
Like one of Matsui league an inning yesterday, gave him 1 hit. Matsui, base hit and a run scored in the 7th, a big home run in the 5th. Tremendous career for Matsui. 332 home runs his days in Japan. And with the home run today, 149 here in Major League Baseball. World Series MVP last November. Did get into November last year, right? World Series.
Is that unreal?
Ridiculous. It is what it is. 1-2. Two. League covers first. Takes the flip from Kotchman. 1-2-3-8. Home eighth coming up. Wilson, Kotchman, Alfonso 6, 7, and 8. Need some runs. Trailing back 2 here to the Angels. Six-4 Angels lead. Mariners trying to prevent a sweep. 33,076 on hand. Little League Day here. Let's check out the Jack in the Box in-game box score. So he came on late came on early after Figgins got thrown out of the game. And Lopez, Bradley, and Wilson, they drove in runs in the first inning. Ichiro a run in the sixth, but need to keep the machine well oiled here for the eighth and ninth innings.
As Fernando Rodney will get loose for the Angels. Take a look at his numbers. His record 4-0. 5 saves in the 6 opportunities he had. ERA under 3. You can see the 16 bases on balls, only 21 in the third innings. He has given up 1 home run. Opponent's average, not much, just 194. Good fastball. He'll be in the mid-90s. Likes his changeup.
Recorded 37 saves for Detroit last year, 2-5 record, a 4.40 ERA, 13 saves the year before. More of a setup guy, but he was the closer last year. There's Josh Wilson. Josh with his second triple of the season. Drove in a run in the first inning.
He's going to get a save in this one. He's going to do it over 2 innings. Rarely see that anymore.
Probably when you came up, that was turning the corner on that, right? Did you just miss Gossage?
I actually Goose.
That's what you were with.
He was my teammate in New York and actually in Seattle too.
Because he was one of those guys. Remember they used to bring him in.
He pitched 3 innings.
Yeah. Remember he was coming up with the White Sox. Pirates,
right?
With the Yankees.
Yeah, I think probably right about the time that I was breaking in, the setup guy was just starting to get.
Ron Davis was getting a lot of work. Ron Davis's kid Ike is a first baseman with the Mets.
He had Tom Hankey and Dwayne Ward.
It's a good combo
in Toronto. Yeah.
Josh has the play in front of him. He's in the second with a double. triple and a double, 2 for 4 and RBI for Josh Wilson. Bring the tying run to the plate.
Well, we've talked about Josh a number of times today in the game, and for good reason. Gets a changeup. Good piece of hitting, too. That pitch is in on his hands. Pulls down the line, is able to keep it fair. A lot of guys would have yanked that ball foul. It's a nice piece of hitting. He's really done a nice job.
2 hits today. And he's hitting .304 with those 2 hits. Started the day at .296. Katzman 1 for 3. Give you an idea how hot Josh Wilson is. He's got hits now in 16 of his last 18 games. There's a foul ball. .24 hits these 2 teams have combined for. 10 runs on 24 hits and 2 errors. Josh Wilson in this run he's on right now hitting at a .387 clip. 16 hits in 16 of his last 18 games. Big movement for the strike.
On the Mariners bench today, you have Ryan Langerhans as your left-handed hitter. Sweeney and Rob Johnson. On the right side is David Ardsma. Gets loose.
1-2 to Katzman. Broken bat pop. Pitcher takes control, makes the play. Spend the afternoon with the Mariners and Cubs. Thursday, June 24th. Next U.S. Bank Mariners matinee. It's a special afternoon start, 12:40. Come on out, 9-inning lunch. Why not? Get some Rays. See Lou Piniella and the Cubbies at Safeco Field for the first time in 8 years. Get your tickets at Mariners.com. One out, Josh Wilson at second base. Here's Alfonso. Sure, Alfonso knows he's got the good changeup.
Well, he saw it on the first pitch.
So
Rodney left it up to him.
that's what I'm thinking.
It's not just the speed either. I went 82 miles an hour, but the bottom just seems to fall out of it when he throws a good one.
Ball and 2 strikes. 1 for 3 day for Eliezer. Alfonso representing the tying run.
You can see how defensive his swing was after seeing 3 changeups in a row. He comes back to 97. Does a nice job of spoiling the pitch. It was on the outside corner, maybe even just a little bit off the plate. As you take a look at it, just off the plate away.
Josh Wilson a leadoff double. Popped up. Ibar's got room, so does Rivera. Gives way for Rivera.
Mariners now 2 for 11 with men in scoring position. Both of their last 7.
numbers you're not necessarily want to run off the flagpole, but they tell the story. Right now, difference in this game, a 2-run homer by Mike Napoli in the 7th. Saunders 0 for 2, walking run scored. Oh, and 2. Everybody's reading the same scouting report.
98 miles an hour in on his hands. With somebody like Rodney, it's 2 pitches he's throwing up there, but the difference in the speeds is so much, and his arm action, his arm speed is so good on his changeup. You basically have to sit on a pitch.
2-2. Rodney's out of Samana, Dominican Republic, lives in Santo Domingo now.
After a couple of fastballs, see if he goes back to his changeup.
Two and 2.
That was a good changeup too, just down out of the zone. Nice discipline by Saunders as Ichiro waits on deck.
Ichiro's got a 2-hit RBI 1-run scored game. Big spot here for Saunders. 3-2 from Rodney. He's aboard with a walk. Inning continues here in the 8th. The 1st and 2nd. 2 outs for Ichiro.
Last time Saunders walked, Ichiro came up and hit a ball in the gap in left center field. Saunders scored from first. Corey Hunter moving even further over in the left center, so right center field is wide open. If he hangs a changeup and Ichiro can pull a ball into the gap in right center, they're all going to run. Ichiro's had a nice series, 7 for 9 in the series, 2 for 2 today.
2 for 6 career against Fernando Rodney. Ichiro representing the lead run now at home plate. There's some serious acreage between Abreu and Hunter.
You see that a lot now. It used to be taught when the center fielder would move shade one way or the other, Abreu or Rivera would move with him.
Well,
but Abreu's just playing straight away.
Right. Rivera's moved over to his left and come in. Hit it hard, but Ibar will take it. And that will do it for the Mariners in the 8th inning. Get a couple on, leave them there. 8 in the books. 2-run lead for the Angels. Thank you, Angie. 7, 8, 9 coming up here in the ninth inning. Mariners down a couple. David Ardsma getting some work today. Ball club trailing by 2. He wants to keep it at that number. Mike Napoli, Juan Rivera, Kevin Franzen. They'll be facing David Ardsma.
Brian Fuentes up and throwing in the Angels pen. Be a good matchup for the Mariners. They have a lot of right-handed hitters coming up. Tui, Gutierrez, Lopez. Bradley will switch around, hit right-handed, and then Wilson before you finally get to Kochman, the lefty.
Breaking ball and a good one. Ardsma hasn't pitched in 3 days. Pitch is scoreless center. Mopping up a 4-1 win over the Twins. Pitched an inning, gave up a hit. Mariners won that game behind Felix Hernandez. Breaking ball finds a hole into center field. Good 2-strike hitting by Napoli. His 4th hit, 4 for 5. All-star balloting. It's heating up. We want you to vote for your favorite Mariners. Vote up to 25 times at mariners.com/vote. You could win 4 tickets to an upcoming game at Safeco Field's All-Star Club and an autographed baseball from Ichiro. Vote early and often. Vote today at mariners.com/vote.
Little break in the action as Tui broke his belt when he dove up the middle after that ground ball from Napoli. So do a quick change. Langerhans gave him his belt. Luke French getting loose out in Mariner pen.
We're called up today from Tacoma with Doug Fister going on a DL. Shoulder fatigue. A noble death for Tui's belt after 2 big slides today. The one in foul territory and that one right there. This guy's always dangerous. Juan Rivera is 0 for 4. Talented young man. Breakout year last year, 25 homers, 88 RBI. That's what he said, dangerous. That's Gap City. Coming around to third, getting a big wave is Napoli. He's going to score on the Rivera double. 7-4 Angels. A 1-0 pitch and he killed it. His 9th double.
Gets a fastball out over the plate, hits it hard into the gap. Napoli, the catcher that was on first base, runs well. Scores easily on the double by Rivera.
Three-run lead now for the Angels. There's Franzen. He's hit the right his last time up, 1 for 4. Two and 0.
Franzen's hit the ball the other way 3 times in the game so far. He tried again right there with nobody out, the runner at second.
Two balls, 1 strike. Run in on the RBI double by Rivera. Chopper foul, 2-2. Mariners Mariners have left 9 men on base, 11 for the Angels. Does the job. Productive out by Franzen. Taking third is Rivera. And 1 out. Portland Timbers soccer returns later on tonight on FSN. The Timbers face off the Carolina Railhawks on the Rose City's PGE Park. Match time 6 p.m. here on FSN and FSN HD.
Mariners will bring their infield up. Quinlan's had a nice day. A couple of hits for him. Number 9 hitter for the Angels.
RBI double in the 4th. Single to right. Run scored in the 6th. Double to left. That was in the 7th. One and one. Seems like a very long time ago that Sean Figgins and Don Wakamatsu were ejected from this ballgame back in the 2nd inning. One and one.
Be curious to hear what Figgins has to say after the game.
Well,
It's one of the stranger ones I've ever seen.
I think he's still burning for getting thrown out at third base.
Well, there was
For the
that, and then I
second
think
out.
the 3-1 pitch also. He wasn't happy about that. And as you mentioned, he's usually doesn't say a whole lot.
Check swing, he went 2-2. Figgins' first time he's thrown out as a Mariner, and Watt's second time in what, about 3 weeks now, right?
Yeah.
Both of them were at home. Two and two to Quinlan. Now 3-2. Bottom 4 in their order. Productive today. My goodness. 3-2 pitch. Napoli with 4 hits, 2 runs, 3 runs scored. Including a 2-run homer. Yeah, Rivera just drove in a run. He's 1 for 5. Franzen 1 for 5, and Quinlan is 3 for 4.
Quinlan spoiled some good pitches from Hards. The last 2 fastballs right on the outside corner. Wasn't able to get a piece of them, stay alive.
8th pitch coming up. Dunker. Nope. Ichiro's there. No tag. Ichiro about took Tui's head off with that throw. Luckily, Tui was paying attention. He got his head down.
Hitting with men in scoring position, the Angels 2 for 15. They've got a lot of opportunities. A couple of home runs and driven in a couple of runners from first with some gappers.
Homers today by Matsui and Napoli.
Ty Van Berkeley is going to go out.
So Ibar is a switch hitter. And they're going to make him swing it right-handed. He's 243 straight up. And here comes Luke French in his 2010. No, sir. He'll stay with Ardsma.
I think it was one of those things. You have Ibar, who's a switch hitter, and Kendrick, the right-hander, on deck. Probably wanted to ask Ardsma what he wanted to do. And he will pitch to Ibar.
Eric with a 3-hit day, runs scored. And a hard hit double to left, a bunt, and one of those Bermuda Triangle drop shots. 1-0. Seven runs, 16 hits, no errors for the Angels. 4-10-2 for the Mariners. And Ardsma behind 2-0. Another rough day for the bullpen. Three and 0.
Might be one of those ones where we're going to pitch around them. See if they can get him to swing at a pitch out of the strike zone. Ibar hasn't done that yet. So again, Howie Kendrick, the right-hander, on deck.
3-1. To right field, base hit, another run for the Angels. Their 17th hit, 8-4 Angels. And for Eric Ibar, his 4th hit of the day. Picks up an RBI, his 10th. Now the change. Howie Kendrick will be the hitter. And this one has not been a pretty sight for the Mariners. 8-4 Angels. And a runner on, a couple runners on. Don't miss out on the new FSN fan alerts. Just text FSN to 95323 to get your updates on when you can watch your favorite team. Stay informed on the biggest events in Northwest sports and receive exclusive offers and giveaways. Text FSN to 95323 and sign up today. David Ardsma comes in the ninth inning, gives up a couple of runs, leaves a runner on. Luke French called up this morning. Doug Fister's shoulder fatigue puts him on the 15-day DL. Expect to see him, or hoping to see him again on the mound in St. Louis at the back end of the trip, which is Wednesday, June 16.
Luke had pitched well down in Tacoma as a starting pitcher, and now he's coming out of relief. The biggest thing, your first outing, I'm sure he's a little bit nervous and going to keep the ball down and throw strikes.
He's right into the fire. 2 outs, Howie Kendrick. Man at first. A couple of runs in. Strike one. Kendrick laid down a bunt. 3rd inning. Goody made a fabulous diving catch with the bases loaded in the 7th to end that inning. Runner, no, he doesn't go. Here's another shot to the gap, and there's going to be some running here. Ibar to second. He's going to score easily. Howie making a turn. He's digging for 3. Here's a throw by Josh Wilson. It is not in time. Gets through. But it's saved by Karam.
He just took Lopez's glove right off of his hand.
Wow.
Ended up, what, 15 feet in foul territory?
Every bit. A triple for Howie Kendrick. Again, heartbreak Howie against the Mariners, and a good, hard, aggressive slide. Wow.
Yeah, Lopez had opened up his glove getting ready to catch the ball, and Howie's foot ended up right in the webbing. Just ripped it right off of his hand.
First triple for Kendrick, and just the second team triple for the Angels this season. The other triple belongs to Mike Napoli. Here's Abreu. Bouncing ball goes to Josh Wilson. Bobbles. Got time. Throws. Abreu hustling. And they just got him. Wow, these Angels are tough. Who said they were dead coming into this season? 9-4 LA. Mariners embark on a 10-game road trip that begins tomorrow in the Lone Star State against Josh Hamilton and division rival Texas. Live coverage from Rangers Ballpark in Arlington gets underway at 4:30 on FSN and FSN HD. Second day in a row, Mariner bullpen has been torched. Francisco Rodriguez takes over. He is the 4th Angels pitcher today. So Rodriguez for an inning on Friday night, and 7-1 Angels win.
His numbers: 8 strikeouts, no walks yet. Tuiasopo will lead things off. And you're right. I mean, today we have 5 guys out of the pen that came in for the Mariners. Kelly, Olson, League, Aardsma, and French. Those guys are getting a workout.
To be sure. Aardsma winds up giving up 3 runs all earned. Three hits. Strike 1 to Tui. Tui came on to replace Sean Figgins, who was ejected from the ballgame in the second inning. Two. Tough day for Tui at the plate, 0 for 2 with a couple strikeouts. 4 men on. Mariner relievers today give up 5 runs in 3 innings pitched. One and 2 to Tui.
Tui swung the bat well on Friday night, making a few changes in his batting stance, trying to do some things. We hit the ball hard to right field. That was encouraging to see. And as you mentioned, today's been a tough day for him, getting some emergency duty after Figgins was thrown out of the ball game.
2 strikes. There's base hit. Keep him coming in punches. Down 5.
It's a breaking ball out over the plate. Stays back long enough and hits it hard into the hole. Pitch that was up in the zone.
Here's Gutierrez. Doubling 4 at bats. Fabulous play, as we mentioned, 7th inning, bases loaded, 2 outs, and Kendrick hit a sinking drive to short center field, and Goody came in and made a diving catch. 1-1. Rodriguez with the Sacramento Bees, a AAA club last year, 5-4 record. Ibar for 1. Over to Quinlan. Goody beats
it. Rodriguez almost handcuffed Ibar out at shortstop. They threw him his best fastball down around the ankles.
That's got to be. You got to have a lot of confidence, like a kid, and Ibar certainly does, to be able to make that with the runner just barreling in on him.
Well, that gives you an idea how good he is with his hands, because that was a tough throw to handle for him. And he still gets a throw off to first base, got rid of it quickly.
Swing and a miss. We're talking about three inning saves earlier today. Mariano Rivera for the Yankees, 5 pitches to get the save. Fewest pitches thrown this season to get a 3-out save. There's base hit for Lopez. On the third is Gutierrez. The throw cut off.
Day.
First inning RBI single, 9th inning single here, moves runner to third. In a procession of hitters and hits. The Fuentes, who was up earlier, and then the Angels put 3 on the board in the 9th. So Ron Renicky had him sit down. Now runners at the corners, 1 out. Milton Bradley. Bradley doubled the left center field gap. Bradley gapped 1. Josh Wilson gapped 1 in the first inning. There's been a lot of balls splitting the outfield by the Angels today.
The Mariners have 12 hits. The only Mariner hitter that doesn't have a hit today is Saunders, but he's walked twice.
Ball and strike to Milton. That's out of play. Milton's going to be heading back to Texas. That's where he had a super year a couple of years ago down there with Ron Washington and company. Hope to see him. We get a big hit here. A bust out week in Texas. Two and two. Bradley at Texas in 08. 22 home runs, 77 runs batted in. Career high in home runs and runs batted in. Worked the full count.
Seen Rodriguez a few times now. This is the first time we've seen him struggle.
Three-two to Milton Bradley. Struck him out. 2 down. He's the Mariners strikeout victim this afternoon. You're mentioning the hit total. Normally you get 12 hits. You might have 7, 8 runs. Mariners held to just 4. 3 in the first and 1 in the 6th.
Yeah, well, you go back to it. 2 for 13 with men in scoring position now, but 4. And usually the 4 runs, they'll make that hold up with the pitching they've had.
Yeah. 2 days in a row, the bullpen is imploded. 3-0. Nice response by the Mariners in the home first. Angels nibbled away, but then in the 7th and the 9th, it just got away completely. 18 hits to the Angels. Torrey Hunter, 5 or 6 steps towards right center. Slow roller. Ibar's been sparkling all day, and he ends the game in the same manner in which he started. Started the game with a leadoff double, ends it with a nice defensive play. Angels sweep 9-4 the final.